Hey guys, I just picked this thing up. This is a Toyota Tundra. I have never had one, but it's Father's Day and I decided to give my father a little gift. And this is not new, of course. I bought it used. And in this video, I'm going to take you around this car. This is a 2006 Toyota Tundra with a 4.7 liter V8. And it is the crew cab. And the best thing about this truck is that it doesn't have a lot of rust in the frame. As you guys know, many of these cars have tons of rust. There's a reason I bought this. My father's truck broke down and I wanted to give him something he could use while he gets his truck fixed. I'll show you that in a minute. But this truck comes with lots of keys. By the way, the name of this truck is Gigi. And I bought it from a guy, Luke, in Arlington. And this thing popped up and I was like, oh man, I need one of these. I was initially trying to look for the extended cab, but this crew cab came up and I was like, oh, you know what, this is even better. This is kind of interesting because it's the crew cab. It's the base, which is the SR5. When it's SR5, it tends to be the base, and the frame is in really good shape. Like, you got these steps by Weston, really cool. So I bought it in Arlington. It was not used for construction, and all the other Tundras I was looking at. So by the way, I wanted a Tacoma really, but the problem with Tacomas, they cost more than Tundras. So this Tundra came up on the market. I saw it. I think it was only up for a day and the guy already had multiple offers. So I was glad that I managed to get it. And on the back, V8, four-wheel drive. This thing has got a lockable tailgate, which is really good. And I mean, not a lot of wear on it. And this thing kind of flips up. This is really nice to have to protect your bed. The bed looks brand new. This is by True Export Truck Herd. This one's got a couple of issues. So one of the things that happens with these Tundras, that rear differential starts leaking, and it is leaking. So there is a fix for that. What I've been reading is that differential, you can get a cover, basically cut that out because it's welded into the entire assembly. So you have to cut it out and then put a new one and then weld it. I'm thinking about doing that or just use JB Weld for now until I can get it through inspection and then have more time. But like, I mean, if you look around, the truck is almost impeccable. You know, it's a truck that's subtle and it's kind of like smaller than the new Tundras. You know, I drove a 5.7 liter. That thing is massive high up. This one, it's a good combination of from the small to the full size without being too big. And I did have the Ford F-150 and I sold that, and that car was bigger than this. It had a longer bed. This is a 6-foot bed, but I think it's perfectly fine because of the extended cab is so useful. The cool thing about these Tundras with the extended cabs or with the crew cabs is that if you are somebody that needs a truck and you have a family, this could be a family vehicle and you can carry all your kids' stuff back there. There is some rust developing here. It's not bad. It looks like that's been cut and that little thing re-welded, but you know, I don't mind that so much. The frame is really the more important part. I just want to make sure that it's in good shape. It's been hit here in the front and this is kind of loose. It's just one of the rivets that are loose. This is still in good shape. The headlights, it's a very different look than the new Tundras. You know, this was definitely, when it came out, it was a hit. I mean, these things are known to be extremely reliable. This engine is in the Land Cruiser. It's also in the Sequoia and a bunch of other Toyotas. So it's a very well-known engine. And so let's look inside here. So really nice crew cab. It does have a toggle. There we go. And he had it detailed, and there's a bunch of codes that I need to be working on, but look how nice it is on the inside. Compare it to the new trucks these days. This is definitely antiquated, but I mean, I don't know why the manufacturers now are making their trucks look like you're in like a jet or something. This is perfectly fine, and if you want like just a cheaper work vehicle, something like this is just so nice. It's not complex. It's got all the nice things that you need. And look at the big rear door here. I mean, this is a big seat. You know, back here, these fold down, this folds up. What I like about this for work is if you use it for construction, as it's going to be used, you can actually use this for carrying expensive tools that you don't really remove as much. So you can put like maybe a couple of boxes here, you know, fold the seats up, put a couple of boxes, but this doubles as a vehicle for a family. Look at that, you got windows and everything. It's awesome. And the extended cab, I actually like the extended cab as well because the bed would be a little bit bigger. Sign. I do have a bunch of codes that I need to be fixing, and this one does use a timing belt, so I'm replacing that. That's an expensive thing to replace, but if you do it yourself, no big deal. $500 and you get the Toyota genuine stuff. So Gigi's got a nice head unit by Boss, good audio, and you know, I still got these nice big handles, but look how simple this is. This is straight from a lot of their cars. Cargo lamp, you can remove that if you don't want that. Now this one is kind of like a high miles one, 205,000 miles, but as you guys know, if you know Toyotas, it's not a lot for a Toyota. Start it up and just look how quiet this thing is. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sound. Let me show you the mileage. 202,000 miles, and this thing is whisper quiet. It's got airbags and everything. And on the left side here, you have this, which is the rear window. Dude, that is such a nice thing to have. It's like, that's so sweet. Look at that. I've never had that in a truck. Oh, it goes in midway if you push it up, and then all the way. Oh man, that is nice. That is so nice. I mean, this thing is just, I think what I like about it is that a lot of people go balls out with trucks that cost $100,000, and you can get one of these for, I'm not going to say how much I bought it for, but I think I got a good deal, but I also have to do a bunch of work. So here's the rear brake, and the brake, the emergency brake, parking brake, I have to fix. It's not adjusted properly. Let's open up the hood. Fuses are here. Mirror adjustment, dummy button here. This is the, I mean, if you have had a Toyota, you know that this is the button that they put on everything, including like Toyota Paseos. And of course, this one is it goes up and down. It doesn't telescope. You got your headlight here. Headlights are pretty weak. So brake light is on. We got a nice little head unit. I don't know what this is. Shift L. What is that? I don't know what this is. Hazards. And AC, it blows really, really cold. And then you have a cigarette thing, more cup holders here. And then you have a little slot here, and then two USBs, which is nice. A slot here so you can put stuff. He also gave me this, which is like the trailer brake thing. And yeah, I got this scan tool because the previous owner was like really honest. He gave me all the codes, and he was right. Like, there are a bunch of codes, and boom, Look at that, you have a little coin thing here, old school. I believe this opens up, and then you have a bunch of other stuff, including a tray in there, more cup holders in the back, cup holders here, additional cup holders there, and then glove box. Everything is really clean. But the car is on, or the truck is on. Let me open up this. Okay, truck is on, and you can barely hear it. But yeah, that differential is leaking. Not enough. Like, you know, Toyota did a terrible job with that. They should have made it a little bit thicker or something, but that's a pretty common problem, so we're gonna have to fix that. I mean, this thing is just so quiet. So quiet. Oh yeah, you also have a 12 volt thing here, another 12 volt. That little tab fell off. You have some buttons here that were probably for the limited version. This one is kind of like the bare bones one, but it is the extended cab. So what that means is basically you're just getting less problems with electronics, which I appreciate. This is it is on. It's so quiet. Maybe on video it sounds different, but it is extremely quiet. Even with the hood up, it's extremely quiet. So on this one, this is a timing belt, and I believe I still have like 20,000 miles possible on this, but I will be changing that. Actually, my coolant is a little bit low as well, so I'll be doing like a full tune-up on this. So one of the issues is that the timing belt needs to be changed. So it's an interference engine. I don't like that sort of system. Prefer if it was a chain, and if you take it to a shop, it does cost $1,000. You know, it's an expensive job to do. But I'll be doing it myself, or at least my father's going to be doing it because I'm giving it to him. I'm going to go get the parts. And then also the secondary air induction, it's like some emissions thing, is also bad. There are two clogged valves. They're in the back there. You could get a bypass thing. It's a kit that you can bypass that entire thing. And I might do that, but unfortunately in Maryland, where I live, the inspection is really strict. So I don't think I would be able to pass that. That's like a $200 thing. So that's $500 for that, for this. And then, of course, you have that leaking, and this is really loose. You have that leaking rear differential that I will definitely have to fix, because you don't want to be driving it low on liquid back there. But yeah, like that's the truck is in better shape than I was expecting. And if you look at the frame, I mean, it's in really good shape. I mean, it's got some surface rust, but if you ever get a Tundra, they have a lot more rust. The bed is in worse shape. This one, because it was not used for work or construction, it's in really good shape. I'm very surprised. I was expecting it to be a whole lot worse, but yeah, it's got some rust. And primarily here, you see that it was fixed, but that's no big deal. Tires are still good. That's expensive to get it going. Bought this truck too, so I'm in the hole with this. I was hoping on getting this and having it be just a nice work truck. I bought it for, I don't know, $800. And it needs a new engine, and the engine's been removed. You see the hoist there, engine's removed. I bought the engine, and here are the two engines. So I bought one engine thinking it would work, but apparently it does not fit. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do with these engines. So I'm going to be selling it, I guess. Sell it, one of them. One of them is a perfectly fine V6. So these two engines, one has got the blown head gasket, it overheated, and then this one is perfect, except it doesn't fit. I believe it's for a Pathfinder or something. And then I have my Nissan Hardbody, needs an engine. This is the 4-cylinder one. 4-cylinder one, and I like the engine a whole lot more than the V6. I was driving on the Beltway, it just gave out. And I had to get it towed back, but Jesus. This thing is like rusting like crazy, and I was hoping on getting this this truck here fixed so I could restore this, or my father restore this. So 2 trucks that are broken down, but it gets worse. And here's the other truck that my father uses, and the reason I bought the Tundra. He bought this brand new. It needs a new engine. I don't know how, basically 3 engines went out on 3 different vehicles, but this one's been maintained really well, and he bought it new, and it's the, I think it's like 6.7, yeah, 6.7 diesel, and it's an extremely expensive engine. So the new ones cost $70,000. So what we're thinking about doing is buying the engine. It is $16,000 for a freaking engine. So right now, not enough money to get this thing fixed as soon as possible for work. You know, this is a heavy duty truck. Previously, my father had a 7.3 F250. That was more reliable. So it's something that happened with this is the injectors cracked and I guess broke into the engine. It's a common thing on this. If I can suggest something, don't buy these new Fords. It seems like everything is made to last only 200,000 miles. This one's got 220,000 miles. It's seen a hard life pulling trailers, pulling, you know, the excavators, but yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. The Tundra is not going to be used for pulling the Bobcat or anything, but the reason I bought the Tundra for him is because it's reliable. You basically get a truck with a V8, not as powerful as the diesels or the new F-150s, but as you know, I had a F-150, a Ford F-150, and I just could not trust it. It was not as nice as this. This just rides so smoothly. You barely hear the engine. It's very easy to live with. Yeah, I need some maintenance done on it, but this thing is just really nice. And with the 4 doors, you can put all your gear, take your dirt bike to some trails and ride out. Yeah, really good. For a couple of $1,000s, you can get one of these. It's cheaper than a Tacoma. Not as cool as a Tacoma, but it is pretty badass having a V8. And in a world where everything is going electric, I don't know, for a fraction of the cost, you can still get one of these trucks that are capable of going 500,000 miles. There's a couple that have hit 1 million miles on the same engine. So yeah, Toyota built these to last, but the new ones, you know, they have issues. The supercharged 6 cylinders, they have issues. They already have a recall on the engine. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.